Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to episode 4 of the Dark Heresy Debrief. I'm Bored Shirtless and I play Bo Red the Shirtless. I'll be the host today. Let's start off by some introductions. DB?
Hi, I'm DB. I'm the resident game master and the person that gets the group to run away from scary stuff or shoot it in the face. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good time zone.
Chardy?
Hello, it's Chardy. No, wait, that's my character. I'm Chardy, Chardalicious. I play Chardy the Ogren. Yeah, I like the part where we get to shoot things in the face. Wait, Chardy likes to shoot things in the face.
Yeah, real life is also fun, you know. But hi, I'm Fenzu. I play Death Cavid. And unfortunately, another 2 of our members are currently, blessed with Nurgle, so it's just us 4.
Yeah, unfortunately our resident Psyker and Clanky Boy are both ill today, so we shan't have those present with us. We're going to power through though, and hopefully give you guys something interesting to listen to.
Yeah, we'll manage.
We've just completed the first session of Adventure 2, the Edge of Darkness. DB, do you fancy giving us a bit of a summary of the last session?
Course.
Thank you.
Well, last session started off with the introduction to the temporary ship you guys were on. We discussed what their characters did in their downtime, basically spending the XP and making that sound a bit more narrative than just, I spent 200 XP on this and 200 on this. Afterwards, the group were informed that they had to go undercover to a different planet, where they spent a few weeks pretending to be citizens and eventually got summoned to meet up with the most annoying asshole ever, Interrogator Sand. It showed them a body that was horribly mangled and had some weird surgery done to it. Among other things, what's the best way to describe it? An implant about 10-20 centimeters long that basically crushed the life out of him. There was a lot of stuff done to the body. It was horrible. But Sand himself as well was not the most friendly person, or most... some people become a surgeon because they want to heal people. Some people become a surgeon because they don't like people. This guy was definitely on the latter. He provided the group with some gear, some items, and sent them off to investigate what happened. And who's the perpetrator, if possible. They ended up traveling from the nicer parts of a hive down towards the underhive, the most rotted core of the planet. And next session we'll see what happens there.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that, DB.
You're welcome.
Yeah, great session. Yeah, I think we move into Stars and Wishes now, right? I think the session was an interesting one. Fens, do you want to kick us off with some Stars and Wishes?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, the Stars section, I'm pretty sure we all have the same one, and that being the recently acquired skill of Linguistics Chardy.
Aye.
Because how that came
that was a great call by DB, right? The way that came in. Yeah. Oh, awesome.
It's like, I mentioned it as a joke, and it ended up becoming an actual thing because, fuck it.
For the people that unfortunately missed the last episode, at one point during the adventure, Charlie himself said, well, my character is not the brightest, but I am, and sometimes
I did not say I am the brightest. What the fuck?
Oh, you're definitely brighter than Charlie. Charlie's brighter than Charlie, but wrong wording, of course. But yeah, it came down to sometimes Charlie Licious wants to suggest stuff that Charlie would never think of, And for some odd reason, thanks to a remark from Fenzu and something Graylin said, I got the glorious idea that it might be that whenever Charlie has some nosh, because he likes his food, his brain kicks in overdrive, and that would be perfect moment for Charlie Alicious himself to come up with suggestions. And to translate that into a rule-wise, we basically turn it into a linguistic skill, Chadi,
Yes.
where his character mumbles stuff and they get to make a check. And if anyone succeed, Charlie can just suggest his idea so that it doesn't break the immersion.
The verisimilitude.
Think of it as an I am Groot scenario.
Yes.
Exactly. It's a bit of an I am Groot
It's
thing. Yeah.
Awesome.
And it also
Awesome.
kind of helps me not have to just sit there and be quiet the entire time because because it's of course for the character, but for the player it's a little less enjoyable. So, but yeah, that was definitely the star indeed for me as well. Yep,
It was a good moment.
figuring that one out. Great.
It kind of feels like a food-based idiot savant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, you fuel them up and something comes out.
So yeah, that would definitely be my first star, and my second one would be just starting a complete new adventure. Knowing that the first one went so well that we're actually willing to step back in and do it again. That's
And looking
definitely
forward
a
to
huge star for me. Oh, definitely looking forward, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, to +1 that star, the fact that we are going to be going weekly with our episodes.
Yep.
As much as possible. So if somebody can't make it for a week or for whatever reason, then of course we will skip. But the plan from now on is to go weekly. So that's very exciting. And
Every Thursday,
Yep.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
GMT.
CET. Oh yeah, 6 p.m. Yes, GMT.
7 p.m. CET.
Yeah.
And that's, I believe, 10 a.m. for our friend Graylin stateside. Nice early rise for Grayley, but
apparently she gets up early anyway.
4 o'clock or something. Yeah, wow.
I mean, if you're doing dog sitting, then the dog needs to go.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I was about to say.
I think we've probably, I don't. For me, my star and wish. I think we covered it off in the chat we just had. I don't think I can look past the fact that we're going weekly would have been my star. I'm so excited to do this more often because the 2 weeks between sessions, having it weekly is just going to probably not only am I excited, but also I think it makes it easier to maintain because
the momentum stays.
We're up for it, right?
Yep.
And yeah, the Chardyisms as a role. And the little bit of comedy at the end with Chard's squeaky fart. That was the perfect finish point. It was hilarious. And I know that Grayley likes a more serious playthrough, but those little bits of comedy.
Yeah, I have to have a little joke.
They break the grimdark, exactly.
Yes.
So.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any wishes, by the way, Fenzu? Because you skipped all over your wishes.
No, my wish was pretty much covered, and that wish was to keep everything more weekly based and keep it going from there.
We go.
I do have a wish, honestly. I just thought of one.
Whip it out.
Yeah, it's and that's more of a personal thing in that because we're going to be doing this weekly on what is usually the day that I do not stream, I'm going to have to figure out a way to get my stream schedule working for me around this session. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge that I'm looking forward to. And I'm going to be figuring out what works for me challenge-wise and trying to keep 4 streams alive a week anyway. So yeah, that's...
what I might suggest is try to see it more as just a regular RPG session that accidentally is also being streamed. Maybe that'll lighten the mental load.
That's unfortunately rather difficult because of the technical aspects of streaming it.
True that.
So
Yeah.
yeah, there's. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna have to see where I can fit in the fourth stream because normally when we were doing this bi-weekly, I would set my schedule to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, so that I would have a day before to rest up and a day after to cool down from it. I unfortunately find myself with such a lack of energy that I do needed that. But if we're gonna go weekly, I'm still gonna have to find a way to keep up the 4 streams a week. Or maybe sometimes I won't. Sometimes I will. We'll see. That's like I
Yeah,
said.
just
It's
spare
a
yourself.
challenge that I'm looking forward to figuring out.
I think we all know that
it's the
streaming is
beauty of the stream.
exhausting, right? It's
Sorry?
exhausting. So
Yeah,
I think we all know.
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, you making the choice week on week is what's important for you, dude.
Mhm.
And if you don't feel like you can fit in those extra streams, you don't.
Don't push yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it in stride. You don't have to burn yourself out.
Correct. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to burn myself out. If anything, I feel that this is like one of the priority streams. And with this, I mean the Dark Heresy streams will be the priority streams that I do want to keep going because it is a dedicated thing that not just I want to have done, but also 5 others that are just as, if not more dedicated than me at this. So, yeah.
We're all evenly dedicated.
Yeah.
I think. Well,
So, yeah,
you know what I mean. I mean,
exactly. So yeah, we're gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to figure it out, and that.
Yeah, you'll find
It's gonna
something
be
that
interesting.
works for you. You'll find something that works for you, dude. I'm sure.
Hope so.
DB, did you have a star and a wish?
Well, my star is a bit more general. I mean, I do agree with the stars you guys already put down. For me, mostly it's the fact that this is going to be a more roleplay detective-y adventure. And to be honest, I'm actually excited to have that because it's something different than just a action-packed. A lot of people, when they think of Warhammer 40k, they think of things like Space Marine and Dark Tide and all the other war and Daka games.
It is the tagline of the setting. In the future, there's
Exactly.
only war. So, but yeah, life is still
But
life
now,
going on.
Yeah, exactly. And now we can get to a bit more of the nitty-gritty, the more intrigue. And yeah, I'm actually looking forward to see how this is going to work and if everyone is going to have a good time. Plus the fact that it also means that the less combat capable characters will get to shine now. And yeah, that's just that's my star and my wish is that basically as well in the same time that I really hope this is going to work as well as I hope it's going to work.
I'm confident that it will, DB.
No
I think we're really lucky with the group that we've got. We've got quite a balanced group.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
I know
is,
that both Char and I, we have very combat-focused characters. Mine may be a little bit more survivability focused than Char's, but obviously the detective. The intrigue piece leans into Fenz's character, leans into Grayley's character a little bit, and it's nice that we've got Clanky
and don't
there.
Forget Shaq's character, Clanky.
Yeah,
can also.
Yeah.
I think he almost saved the day yesterday, right? With Thursday, right? With his Medicaid rolls and stuff. I think he came clutch, and it was nice because I think Clanky was quite hamstrung.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. By the way, the way he got that extra is it influence from that.
Yeah, indeed.
I think Clanky was quite hamstrung in the shatters because of the EMPs, right? And I know he did come in clutch and healed Char right at the end, but I felt like he didn't directly say this, but he had little to do in the previous adventure, whereas I think this is probably his element, right? So I think we got a real good show at this, and it breaks it up a little bit to go from action-packed adventure to something that is potentially a little bit slower paced, potentially a little bit more investigative. And no doubt there is going to be at some point someone who's going to be roughed up, right? And that's when the
definitely.
Ogre and
I
the
mean,
shirtless zealot come into play, right?
you guys are in the Underhive, and the Underhive is basically, you don't survive there if you're not a bit violent.
Exactly.
So sometimes you get to talk your way through. Sometimes you just need to show we have an Ogrin. His fist is bigger than your head. Either talk or he gets to crush it.
I like
It's gonna
crushing
be fun.
things.
It is going to be fun. I can't wait
Yeah,
for
exactly.
next Thursday. Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Awesome.
According to coin the phrase, is it Thursday yet?
Almost. Almost.
Almost, yeah.
Okay, the reference
Real good
there
stars and
is
wishes.
the reference there is that's how Matt Mercer always signs off on Critical Role episodes. They also have theirs on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, competition.
Technically, but at the same time, I don't think that we're kind of fighting in the same league as them. But you know,
Not yet.
It'd be
Not
fun
yet.
it'd be fun to like aspire towards such heights.
Yeah, I mean, they're still catching up to us, I guess.
That too. Yeah, indeed. They've never done Warhammer. Oh, not that I know of, actually. They've done a couple of systems, different systems. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. Shall we move on? We've got.
Yeah.
I don't believe there was any law or rule questions from the last playthrough.
No, and I think we actually also kind of already talked about that during the Stars and Wishes with the linguistic Chardy homebrew rule we made. Yeah. Which, I mean, we could have fitted it in here, but
well, there is a bit of a lore thing that I would like to ask you, if only to kind of have a bit of a lore dump about the Hive. So you just mentioned that we went to the Underhive. You described this during the session from going to where we were, which was like low middle class. If we
upper, you were in high class. Basically, there was actually fresh air.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was talking like low middle class, as in for our players' perspectives.
Yeah.
And now we have gone to what is the Warhammer equivalent of shantytown favelas from Rio de Janeiro and such.
I think District 9.
District 9, exactly. Yeah, the stuff where like
where the aliens,
the dregs live here.
Yeah.
The forgotten, the castless. So how does this? How are we going to? I want to ask, like, what is the fundamental difference between those two? For those that wouldn't be familiar with how the arcology that is a Warhammer 40k Hive works.
Well,
what are the different strata of social and differences?
Basically, it's the best way to describe it is imagine you have New York City, London, Tokyo, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, all bunched up together, stacked up together like a skyscraper.
The world's worst wedding cake. Yep.
Yeah, the world's worst wedding cake, but I'll squish them all together, and instead of it being wide, it's tall, and it is basically a giant spire. The higher up you go, the better stuff is, the newer stuff is, and just like in a skyscraper, the people that are best off live in the top, and the lower you get, the more common people get. However, in this case, a hive also has a skyscraper size subfloors beneath ground level, and then you basically go from a regular outside a suburb to inner city to a ghetto to worse than Kowloon City. And the Underhive is basically Kowloon City got completely boarded off, but people are still forced to live there. and they know there's people outside that have everything they want, but they're basically forgotten. And if they're lucky, someone will drop some food over the fence so they can fight for someone else's garbage, so they at least have something to eat. That's, I think, the best way to describe the Underhive.
That's That to paint a picture, a very bleak
Mhm.
and grim and dark, because
Oh, yeah.
light is a commodity down there almost, I say.
And it can get worse, because there's also
course.
something that's underneath the Underhive of most hive cities, which would basically, to take a very silly example, is Futurama. There was the episode where they went to the ruins of the original New York.
Oh yeah.
And that would be basically what would be underneath the Underhive. That would just be, take Kowloon City again, but make it the remains of a war zone crushed by tons and kilometers of steel on top of it. Who knows what lives there?
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
You could have
it's,
like
horrible.
if you wanted to, you could have the whole setting condensed to one hive,
Mhm.
because those populations are like multiple times sometimes that of Earth right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some of them are in
but-
the high billions, trillions, maybe?
Exactly, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean-
like a whole hive world would get into the trillions, but you can have a single hive that has like a dozen or a couple dozen billion people in there, yeah. Which is just an
basically,
indication.
if I'm not mistaken, the best example is Warhammer 40k's setting Necromunda. That
Oh,
has a few
Necromunda, yeah.
hives, but there's one main hive, and that's basically Earth's population in
One
one
hive.
building.
Yep.
Yeah, it's also kind of like in the Judge Dredd movies, like the last, the one with Dredd. That little flat they got put in, that would just be a very tiny little slice.
That
So
would
the
be a
mega
half block.
cities of
Yeah.
a half block, the mega cities from Judge Dredd are a good example as well, which also is one of the things that got Games Workshop inspired. But yeah, that's more of a history lesson that Games Workshop, when they just started out, they did a lot of stuff for a Judge Dredd RPG or war game back in those days as well.
Yes,
And they had good contacts. They had a lot of good contact with those artists, and there's more of those funny things. But yeah, that's a whole different discussion. And then I go on a
if we ever do
rant.
if we ever do a Warhammer podcast, then we'll talk about that in more in depth.
Thanks for that, DB.
No problem.
I think we're at the GM's MVP moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, Shax isn't here, but personally, and I think we might all agree on it, as we said earlier, how he handled Sand and just started acting like a professional Medicaid, and how that impressed Sand. That was a really MVP moment.
Definitely.
And his character finally got the shine, which I have to be honest, it's also fun that someone, like you guys said before, his character felt a bit, hanger on instead of being able to participate in himself. And this time he really got to shine. And I think that is just nice.
Yeah,
That's just fun.
I don't think anyone can argue with that. It was clutch moments for Clanky last session.
Yeah. I'm happy that happened. So let's hope that stuff like that is going to happen for everyone during this adventure.
Yeah, it's like everyone's had their own individual hero moment, and obviously with the Medicaid checks and making a bitter bastard of a character, that being Sand, actually appreciate and show admiration for someone. That's impressive. Yeah.
It kind of feels like, you know how in point and click adventures you would have like this one character and you would have to find the exact dialogue options links to get to the good result. Sand only had the one, and Clanky was the one to get it. And he was the only one who would have been able to get it, because he's the only one who had the skills in the background. So yeah, that was just like he was meant to be
really
there,
good,
and he managed it perfectly. So yeah. Good stuff.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
So let's hope next week we'll have another one of those for anyone here. We'll see what
Let's
happens.
see.
We'll have them when
Yeah.
we have them, and we've got great
Yeah.
moments throughout anyway. But yeah, sometimes you get a standout one that that is probably, hopefully, going to have a longer running effect. Because not only is it narrative in that Clanky Exeter Doe has his contact with Sand, he's got the mechanical effect of, and with mechanical I mean gameplay, as in that he has an extra bit of influence because he has somebody who will vouch for him in even that smallest way. That means that he just has that little step ahead on everybody else when it comes to like the quote unquote currency that this game uses. And that's just beautiful for me, the way that I play role-playing games, in that I want to see how to make the mechanics, the crunch, the numbers work together with the narrative and vice versa. And that's what this
And that's
did.
also my hope for this adventure. I think this adventure would probably be more up to doing stuff like that.
Probably, yeah, because we're going to be doing a lot more social stuff this time around.
But we'll see that during the adventure.
Yeah.
Which
That's a good
continues
place to-
next week.
Thursday. We'll see you all then all.
Yep. Happy
Yep.
time zone.
Thanks for
all.
listening.
Thursday.
Bye-bye.
Hello.